Hi, everybody. It's Mike from Here the Watchmen, and we are here in Dallas, Texas. The conference has kicked off. Carl Gallups is up on stage right now. Your live streaming will start at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you haven't signed up for the live stream yet, go to hearthewatchmen.com. Get signed up. Be a part of what's going on. This morning, I have him, the guy, the man, Mr. L.A. Marzulli, who will be speaking here as well. L.A., thank you for joining me today. What do you think so far?
Well, we had a speakers dinner last night, as you know, which is always great. It was like a high school reunion. All the speakers were there. Many of us brought our wives, and it was like a high school reunion. It was absolutely amazing. Not enough time to greet everybody, talk to everybody. You want to sit down and get some quality time, but good crowd this morning. I would say it's, for Friday morning, the numbers are great. The venue itself is fantastic. All the audio visual stuff is through the roof. We put on a great conference. Well, sign up for live streaming. Trust me, do it.
Use Marzulli 20. That's Marzulli 20. That'll get you 20% off that live stream. You get to keep it for 6 months.
There you go.
6 months you can watch the conference over and over.
The thing is, you get all these different speakers, all these researchers coming together, and many of us, and I mean, I do this full time, and I know people like Bill Salas do it full time. We're constantly, probing, looking for information, doing research, and creating content, books, DVDs, not so we can sell them to you, but to educate and inform people of what's going on. For instance, like it's taken 5 years to get to the DNA evidence. I'll be talking about the DNA evidence that we got. I'll be talking about Fatima 1 and Fatima 2, which will then segue into the whole modern day UFO phenomenon, which is incredible. We had in December of last year, we crossed over Rubicon. And just like the gay marriage, the church, completely flatlined. Didn't do doodly squat. On Tucker Carlson, and I'll show the clip tomorrow. On Tucker Carlson, they trotted out a former F-18 fighter pilot. The guy's name was Fravor, F-R-A-V-O-R, Fravor. And this guy has what was then classified video showing a UFO. They lock into this thing. Fravor comes on Tucker Carlson with the video and says, this craft was not of this world. Now that's disclosure. This is Tucker Carlson on Fox News. This isn't some podcast on YouTube. Tucker looks at him and goes, this may be the biggest story of my lifetime. He's like, he gets it. But here's the deal. How does Fravor wind up on Fox News? This guy's a complete unknown. No one knows who this guy is. And how does Fravor get the video, for crying out loud? It's a managed agenda. And this is what I'll be talking about tomorrow. So the DNA results, which I think you'll find fascinating, Fatima 1 and Fatima 2, which in our opinion, after exhaustive study, was a UFO event. And you want to check the live streaming out because we're going to reveal for the first time what we believe is a disc in the field that day in 1917. That's a game changer.
Wow.
This man, no one's seen this in the United States. And this man by the name of Jose Machado, we're publishing his book actually, had access to the Fatima at Portugal. And he was able to look at the original glass plates from 1917. These glass plates from old camera and taken by Joshua Benolio. And he took about 12 photos. Out of the 12, 4 of them have problems. One of them we were allowed to publish. He was allowed to publish. And it clearly shows this like smoke on the right side of the picture. It's raining all day. And the smoke rises up, makes a left turn, and there is an object in the plate. Now he's he teaches semiotics, which is they look at film, they look at photography. This is what he does for a living. He's a professor of semiotics. And he examined the glass plates. This is not a chemical burn. It's not a smudge. It's not a fingerprint. It's intrinsic in the glass plate. And it's a round object. And the witnesses who were in Fatima talk about looking up and seeing a dull silver disc. In our opinion, this is a smoking gun. And no one in America has seen this photograph. I mean, this is, in my opinion, the smoking gun.
Wow.
And we had 4 experts look at the photograph and asked Jose Machado in the film Fatima 2, they held those feet to the fire and questioned them. Are you sure it's not a smudge? Or what is this? How did you? All that kind of stuff. So you want to check out Fatima 2. But tomorrow, I've got about an hour and a half to yak. No rabbit trails, I promise. And guys, so much information I want to get to the people. So.
Good, good. And you know, we're so honored and blessed that you're here with us.
I'm honored and blessed to be here.
And for all of you out there, you know, that are watching this, please avail yourself of the information that's going to be laid out. Go on our website, get that live stream ticket. Again, Marzulli 20 gets you 20% off of that. You get to keep it for 6 months. And also, folks, if you can, if you find it in your heart, click the donate button on our website. We need your help to continue this ministry as we move across the country. We will be on Long Island, New York, August 9th through the 11th. That's going to be, LA will be there at that as well. LA goes everywhere with us these days. But now you were just in Ohio, weren't you?
Yeah.
And what were you doing there?
Well, I spoke at a conference at a really great church. Pastor Mike Berner, great guy, great, his wife. I mean, just great people. And you know, you get to these places, and people actually. We had one couple who we know drove from New Jersey out to see us. People came in from Kentucky, Indiana. So it was well attended, and I yacked a lot of hours. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, we hit the trail with Fritz Zimmerman. Now Fritz is sort of the go-to guy when it comes to mounds research from a non-academic archaeological background. So he's like I am, he's a researcher. And he's looking into what I call the enigmatic mound builders through the Americas. So we went to a lot of different sites. One of the sites that blew me away was a place called Fort Ancient. And again, a misnomer, and they'll say, well, it's Adena or Hopewell. All these names are made up. Archaeologists have no idea who the people were that were there.
Wow.
They have no idea. And these civilizations just disappear. And then Native Americans come in and sort of look at the territory. But the oral tradition from Native Americans is simply this, that we don't know who built this. It was here when we got here. So the archaeologists spin that back into, well, it was lost in history over 200 or 300 years. Nonsense. Native Americans hold their oral tradition, and these things go back and back and back. So, and the oral tradition is sacrosanct. So to many Native American tribes, I mean, the whole idea, they would train up kids at a very young age to tell the story. So the idea that somehow this lost culture just disappears or becomes these other tribes, I mean, this is all conjecture on the part of archaeologists. And what we find absolutely interesting about this, Fort Ancient has a series of mounds in like a not a circle, but this irregular shaped fortress, and it's not a fort. It also has either 66 or 67 openings. If you were to take the mounds and string them out, it's 3.42 miles long.
Wow.
3.42 miles long. And that begs the question, there are no burrow pits found in the area. In other words, they're not digging the soil from someplace and bringing it back in. They haven't been able to find those. This site is set up very high, and there's chasms all around it. So how did they move the dirt? And the standard archaeological explanation is we used the shoulders of deer or elk and created hoes with this, or we used Stone Age hoes. We actually have a replica of a Stone Age hoe, which a flint knapper did for us. And in the next several weeks, we will be going down to Poverty Point down in Louisiana and using the hoe and sod busting it. Why? We want to see how long it takes before the hoe breaks. This will be on film because no one's done this. They just assume that, well, if that's the case, if we're using hoes, how many hoes did you find on Poverty Point? Only 25, 26, is what the archaeologists told us. Don't you find that a little odd? And here's something to think about, folks. The Poverty Point Mound, which is the second largest in America, Cahokia is the first. We've been to both sites. This is our new film, The Mound Builders. And the site at Poverty Point is 390,000 tons of earth. 390,000 tons of earth. And we're supposed to believe that Native Americans took birch bark baskets or deer hide, piled and used sticks, right, and antlers and these homemade hoes and dug this stuff and piled the dirt up and then somehow compacted it. So my question to archaeologists, has anyone done a core sample with compaction? Well, no. So you don't know to what degree the soil is compacted. And they can tell us, a soil engineer can look at the soil and determine, you can get bulldozers, right? And compaction machines that we have in modernity that will compact the soil. But trying to tell me these guys with wooden posts are compacting slopes that are like this, almost at not 45-degree angle, but some of them are very steep, like Cahokia, like the Seat Mound. They're very steep. So how do you tap the soil? And when you look at the symmetry of the mounds, I mean, it's incredible. And for instance, one of the other things we're going to be doing is we're hiring a surveyor in Newark, Ohio. There is a moat. There's a place, a site called the Great Circle Mound. It's about almost 1,200 feet in diameter, okay? And in the interior is a moat. It's a henge. There's a water canal, which goes down. Here's a plaza. It goes down about 5 feet, 6 feet below the surface of the plaza, which at one time was dead level. And the moat goes all the way around the circle. Well, how did they do that in antiquity? Because if it's not level, the moat's not going to fill up.
Right, right.
So what the surveyor is going to do is to see after thousands of years and go in with a surveyor tool, just a laser, at what's the reading here? What are we looking at? How is it like 1 inch, 2 inch, 5 inches, a foot? What is it? And the bottom line is, how did the ancients create these level plazas? The one in Cahokia, 45-acre plaza, a 45-acre plaza leveled within 2 or 3 inches. How is that done in antiquity when there are no levels?
Right.
How is it done? How is it done? And these are questions. It's funny, like no one has done the science. They've got all these archaeologists, they sit around in these places, but nothing gets done. I mean, why hasn't someone taken a surveying tool and checked this thing out with the moat at the Newark Circle Mound? Maybe someone's done it, but I haven't been able to find the information. So that's why we're on the trail. That's why we think our paradigm is that these were not built by Native Americans. They were built by the remnants of the Nephilim. And of course, when you say that, you're immediately pseudoscience.
Right.
You're just
tinfoil hat.
You're gone. But these same people don't believe in the Jesus of the Bible. These same people don't believe in the supernatural. They're mostly Darwinists, so there is no room for the supernatural. I'm a frank supernaturalist, and I think that anyone in Christendom who holds this truncated view of the supernatural is doing a great disservice, not only to themselves but to others, because we live in a supernatural world, and this thing is getting ready to pop.
Yeah.
It really is.
There's no doubt about that. Well, one of the things, folks, that I love about LA, we've known each other for quite some time now. He really does his research. He digs in there and looks at
literally.
He did literally. He exposed that flying fairy thing that was going around. He did the time. He really looked at it, and he was the first one to say, "This is a hoax. This is a hoax."
We all got fooled.
Yeah, everybody got fooled. So it's great that what he does. I want you to support him. LA, you probably have a website, don't you?
I think so. Yeah, lamarzulli.net, www.lamarzulli.net, and we also Vimeo channel LA Marzulli for the Watchmen Chronicles. You can see all of my films, The Watchers on LA Marzulli, or go to the WATCHMEN, MAN, Watchmen Chronicles, and you can watch Fatima 1 and then UFOs Are Real.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you
for taking the time to join everybody. Now, don't forget, folks,
sign up.
Get on there. Click that button. Get your streaming event. 6 months. We guarantee the stream. If you have any problems that we can't fix, we'll refund your money. That's how certain we are that you will be blessed by this.
And informed.
Yes, and informed. So tomorrow, L.A. Marzulli on. He's going to disclose that DNA evidence. You don't want to miss that. Get busy. Click that donate button if you can. We would really appreciate your help to continue our ministry and to keep rolling and bringing the word, not only the word of Jesus, but the breaking technology and news that is out there that you need to know. So until then, God bless each and every one of you. Remember, there's nothing you can't do with Jesus in your heart except nothing at all. So get out there, get busy, activate your faith. We'll be back at you later today with some more interviews with some of our speakers, so enjoy. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe, please. It helps us.
Click the button.
Click the button. It really does help us. So God bless. We'll talk to you later on. Thank you for being with us.